All right, it's 2 o'clock. We are live here from the East Coast. I want to thank everybody so much for being on the call today. I see a lot of familiar names on, a lot of new people, so that's really exciting for us here. We've got a lot to cover today. It's an exciting day here at Web 1 for us. Obviously, we've got the release of version 2.6 of Analytic Call Tracking. About 3 months ago, we came out with version 2.5, and since then, it's just been a flood of great feedback and great testimonials and stories, seeing what you guys are doing with the new features out there. And we've been working hard that time to kind of implement some new features that we knew everybody wanted that kind of took a little longer than the others, and implemented a bunch of suggestions that came directly from the community. So we're all very pumped and excited and ready to roll here today and get this into your guys' hands, because I know it's been a long time coming. These last 3 months, well, I feel now like they've flown by. When you're in the trenches and in it every day, it's a constant battle. So these are exciting days for us, and I'm just super thrilled and excited and appreciative of everybody who's taken some time out of their Wednesday to be on the call here with us. So to that end, I want to respect your attention and respect your time here. So let's go ahead and jump in and talk about what we're going to be covering on the call today. So here's what we're going to be covering. First, we're going to go over the all-new browser soft phone. Now, this had a lot of new updates and a lot of new functionalities we added to it. So I'm going to walk you through all the different capabilities that the system now has, because there's just some amazing things that you're able to do with it now, where you can pretty much replace whatever current phone system you're using. I'm going to show you how we've changed and kind of edited and made it easier than ever for you to set up your users and the permissions that they're able to have on their ACT accounts. So obviously that's going to make it much easier once you've got your users set up to sell and then easily fulfill on those features for your clients, so you can get them going and up and running instantly. I mean, that's a big deal, right? Becoming the authority and then getting them, something that's easy to fulfill on, and then obviously if it's easy to fulfill, you can easily scale it up. So that's a really important part of it that was in this update that we're going to show you and talk about on this call here. Then, a lot of you probably got it, but we've got the all-new voice broadcast IVR feature that we've been using, kind of playing around with for the past few months, and have gotten it down pat and into this update for you guys. Also, we're going to be covering today some of the new tracking functionalities that can allow you to grab some data that you weren't able to grab on previous versions of ACT. Make it easy to see, up front and center where your different calls are coming from, where in the websites people are when they actually call you on your tracking numbers. And then we're going to show you a couple ways how you can boost some of your conversions and sales by getting back to your leads much quicker. So lot to cover today. I don't want to waste anybody's time, so let's go ahead and get into this so we can get out of this presentation here and go through a few quick housekeeping things. I'm just going to jump out of this. I'm going to come into my ACT call tracking here. Let me get this out of the way for you. Don't need that right now. All right, so as you can see at the top left here, I'm now on my version 2.6, the all-new version 2.6 here. So you want to make sure you're always on the latest version, and the way to do that, I'm just going to show everybody real quick, is you're going to go to Admin here, and then you're going to come down to ACT Settings, click on that. And then in the top right here, you're going to see a Change Log and Updates button. So what you want to do is just go ahead and click on that. That will bring you to a page where there's all of the change notes and fixes and things that we've added, so you can see it kind of in written format. And you always want to make sure that you're on the latest version of the software, because we're constantly coming out with fixes and adding different things. But this is the big one here today, 2.6. So you want to make sure you're on that version here so you can be using and implementing some of these features that we're going to cover today that aren't on previous versions. Also, you'll see on my version number here, this E. That signifies that I'm on the enterprise version of the software. Some of the features that we're going to be covering today are enterprise only. So if you're not on enterprise, go to analyticcalltracking.com/upgrade. Get on enterprise, because as you're going to see here on the call, some of the features are just incredibly easy to sell and implement and fulfill on for your clients. So make sure you get on enterprise there. And if you have any questions about that, I'd be happy to stick around after the call and talk to anybody who is not clear on what that means. So we've got our version up to date. We are on our enterprise, and now we are ready to jump into it and take a look at the all new features inside ACT 2.6. So first thing I want to cover and go over, because there's a lot of new parts to it, is the new browser soft phone. So first I'm going to come here to my companies list, click on that. Wait for that to load here. Then I'm going to come down to my one of my companies here. It's actually our main line. Now you see in the top right corner here, I've got this button where this signifies the pop out for the browser soft phone. So anyone who hasn't seen it yet, here's the all new browser soft phone. A lot of new functionalities and features on it that haven't been in previous versions. Before it was really just the dialer, and that was really all you could do with it was make outgoing calls and a couple other things. But we've added a lot of new features to this browser soft phone. So let's start walking through some of them real quickly. So you'll see here at the very top, I've got my caller ID. This is the tracking number that you're going to be using for whatever browser soft phone you're on here. So I can click down, I can change that caller ID if I want. I can edit and change my ring volume for when it comes through my computer. Do I want it blaring so I hear it every time, or do I want it kind of a little bit lower? For your user, they'll show the user you're on, the company that they're using that browser soft phone here for. And then you'll also notice the status, this drop-down menu here. We've got a couple different statuses you can have. So I can be online, and that means I'll hear and receive the calls and can make outgoing calls. I've got my away, busy if I'm on the call or something, or I can just have it offline because I'm on the call right now, so I can't be taking phone calls, obviously. But yeah, so it's very similar to Skype or other things like that where you can set your statuses where before you couldn't. Also, this is where you enter in the phone number you want to dial out from. We've got two new functionalities down here. The calls will show you the incoming call, the caller ID that has there. So when a call comes in, it will pop up here. This will be flashing for you, so you'll see that a call comes in. Then I can hit answer it or decline it, or I can transfer it to somebody else. And the way do I do that? You'll see I've got my agents tab here. So if I have a call come in and I want to transfer it to one of my other agents, I'll just click on that button here. And then he's on the phone right now, but I'll be able to transfer it over to whoever I want. So you could have as many agents and users on this as you want. You set up a company, you got a sales team of 20, 30 guys or people, and you get them into ACT and you get them all logins, and then they're all able to use this browser soft phone, and then you can use that basically as your sales call system, where they handle all their incoming and outgoing calls right from the browser soft phone. You're not going to see it on mine, but I usually have a couple of different monitors. So what I'll normally do is if I hit this button right here, I can pop the browser out and move it around anywhere on my desktop. So I'll probably throw it up, on my other monitor and just have it in the corner there all day because I'm using it. So lots of new different things with the browser soft phone and the IVR features with the agents. It's really helped us in our office. We used to be on something called TalkDesk, and we just straight up replaced it. We use ACT for all of our incoming and outgoing calls to handle everything. So the browser soft phone was a really, really big deal and a really big update for us because it's really allowed us and our customers going forward in the future to be able to kind of replace their current phone systems and have all their call tracking and handle all of their sales calls and all of their lead gen calls right inside ACT. So that was a big deal with this new 2.6 update that I know we've been hinting at for a long time, and we're so excited to finally be able to bring that out and show everybody that, and look forward to hearing stories about how everybody's going to be able to implement that. So that works with Twilio, so you're not going to find any cheaper prices than Twilio. All of you guys out there know, and we don't upcharge anything on that. So the usage comes directly from your Twilio account. So I think it's like 0.01 cent for incoming, 0.02 cent for outgoing, something like that. And yeah, I mean, we couldn't be more thrilled with the way this browser soft phone has come together and how it's working in our business every day. It's just been such a blessing and time saver, and we're really proud of it and excited to get it in your guys' hands. So that was just one thing I wanted to cover real quick off the top of the call here, because that's my most exciting thing and my favorite thing. But we got a lot of other stuff here that we're going to go over that's in 2.6. Next, let's talk about users. Let's talk about user permissions and kind of handling that and how you can onboard clients onto your ACT. And this is where it gets exciting because you can sell them on all these features, and it's just super, super simple to fulfill and then scale up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go up to Admin, and then I'm going to go down to Manage Users. And you'll see I've got all my users. It's the same columns. I got my user, their names, their emails, what companies they are, the actions that I can edit and go through anytime. But you see here, if I click Add New Users, it's going to be different than it was in the past. Now before it was just add their username, full name, their email, and their password, and then you'd have to do everything kind of after that and go through all these different actions. But now you can do it all from one space. So I can insert my user here, I can make a new user. Put my email there. And then I can assign right from this new user screen all of the companies I want them to have. Then I can choose what permissions I want them to have. Do I want them to see all calls? Do I want them to see only the calls that were before this date, only the calls that were after some other date? I can remove the outbound call links so they can't see those if this is for one of your clients and you don't want them to see the calls that you're making from their tracking number or voice broadcasts or whatever. I can allow them to set the phone codes. For those of you who don't know, phone codes are basically ways that we tag different calls inside ACT. So for example, it would be like, an example of phone code would be a voicemail or a booked appointment or just a general interest call. So then when I run my phone call reports, I can have, a list of all the booked appointments from this last month. And now you can allow your users to set that on their own, where they can set up their own phone calls that make sense for their business. Then you'll see at the bottom here, this is where you can start to make some money with your users, the plugin access. I can give my users any one of these different features that are inside Enterprise. I can give them the iPhone app, the Android app, browser soft phone that we just talked about, the auto dialer, the voice broadcast. A new one that we can give to people is that they can now customize their call flow. So on last week's training, I don't know if any of you were, some of you were there, but we went over the advanced call flow and the different ways that you can utilize that. Now you can just give people access to that and have them use it in their business. You don't have to set it up for them. You give them the training videos for it, give them access to it, and then charge them a monthly fee to use it. And some of these features people are willing to pay for, and you're going to look like a hero to them, and you're going to be coming at it from a white label standpoint where it's your company giving them access to this, and you're giving it to them instantly. It's nothing they have to wait for. You turn it on for them, get them their login, and they're ready to roll, and then you can start billing them. Now, how are you going to bill them? Obviously, you want to use that automated biller, which we've got previous training for. I don't want to dive too in depth to that, but we've got our automated billing here where we can manage our billing for our different users, and then we can charge them, to set up those different things. So, and you can always edit them. Say you got somebody who they were like, wow, I love the iPhone app, I love the browser soft phone, but I'd really love to use this call flow that I'm hearing about. So you just go to their user, click on the key icon there, and then you can always edit the things that they have access to or are able to see. So that's a new way that we've improved the user capabilities and the permissions and the way that you're able to deliver those to your clients. And it's amazing. 90% of local businesses don't even track calls. They don't know anything about this. So when you show it to them, they're blown away, and they are willing to pay for these features and capabilities so that they can see in their business, where their pain points are and where they're able to, find some extra marketing dollars and revenue and generate that. And you look like the hero and the big gun coming in with your white labeled call tracking services and all these features. So that's why I always tell everybody that's not on Enterprise. Enterprise really pays for itself. Now, this isn't a sales call by any means. This is for Enterprise and non-Enterprise users alike. But I just wanted to make you guys aware of that how easy these features are to set up for your users and how easy it is to scale. You can have as many users as you want. There's no limit to the number of browser soft phones or iPhone apps that you can give out. You can scale that as high as you want. So that's the user permissions that we've added for 2.6 and some of the new functionalities. While I touched on billing, I'm just going to go over a few different things that we've added to 2.6. We've now got a new unique call count. A lot of people talk about when they get billed, you're like, yeah, I'm getting billed for this many calls, but how many of them are really unique calls that are new numbers? And now we've got the capabilities to see that. So I'm just going to go back into my billing here and just show you a test invoice real quick to show you what that looks like and how you can explain that to your clients. So I'm just going to look at my log here. Then I'm going to go ahead and click on the invoice to look at it. And you'll see here I've got 5 total calls all time. For this billing period, I have 1 total call, and then that's 1 unique call. But all time there have been 4 unique calls. So you can get the breakdown in percentages. Obviously it's only 5 calls here, but when you're dealing with a high volume of calls, people want to know how many were actually unique this time period that I paid for. So that's a great way to be able to show them and keep that in check so that they're able to determine for themselves, how many of their calls that are coming in are unique and actually, worthwhile, and that they're getting something for their money. So that's a good way to show them that. So let me hop out of this invoice here. Just wanted to make quick mention of that. Another small cool thing that we did in 2.6. Let's go to admin ACT settings here. So obviously, when we get new calls come in, we get a Twilio URL of that recording, and it's, you know, for any of you out there who know, who send the email notifications to people, or you get email notifications for missed calls, and you get that URL for a recording, and it's twilio.com, and then it's a zillion billion letters, and it's just a super long, confusing URL, especially for clients who you're sending them to who aren't maybe not familiar with Twilio and don't really know what that is. So you'll see this Twilio option here we've added. It says masked recording URLs. Basically, what that's going to allow it to do is white label your recording URL. So instead of sending them that Twilio link, it's going to send them your ACT URL link and then you know, an identifier for the call number. So it looks a lot cleaner. It looks a lot more professional from their end. You know, they're seeing the call recording URLs come in, and it's your name and it's your branding, and it just looks a lot slicker, I think. So that was something cool that we were able to do with Twilio for this new 2.6. So we've white labeled our URLs. Now let's talk a little bit more about email notifications. So let's jump back into the users there, because we've added a new feature that I think is really cool as well. So we talked about sending call recording notifications. So you'll see here, if I click on my email notifications, I can set up email forwarding. Now before, you were only able to have one email address per user, so they would only get notifications to one email address. But now we've made it so that you can add as many different email addresses as you want to get email notifications for. So say you set up a user, and it's not so much an individual as a company. Say a company buys ACT from you, but they got one user. Well, now you can have it so that everybody on that team, that user's team, can get email notifications for all the calls that come in. And I don't know if you know, but big stat that we always like to talk about is getting back to your leads as quickly as you can. Leads that are gotten back to within 60 seconds, you got a 500% increased chance in converting that into a sale. And a great way to be able to do that is to get as many people on your team the notification of the call as quickly as possible. So now you're able to do that with the multiple email notifications. So that's something we added that has been in the suggestion box for a while, and it's kind of tricky to do, but we got that in there for you. And I'm really excited about that one, because I know a lot of people were, you know, they'd have to set up multiple users even though it was under the same company. So now we've kind of taken that out of the picture, and you can just add multiple emails per your user or per your company so they can get their notifications that way. All right, I'm excited. I don't know if you could tell. We got a lot of little things that have just kind of been sitting in the suggestion desk and that we've been working on for a long time, and it's a really fun time for us here to be able to get them all in your hands and to go over them with you all. So excited to talk about that. Another new cool thing that we've added in 2.6. It's called the ringed account voicemail. Basically, what we can do now, I'm going to go into my admin manage companies. I can set the number of rings that I want a call to have before my voicemail message picks up. Before, you were it was based on what Twilio, whatever it had in your Twilio account, and it was, you know, you couldn't edit it or change that. So now we can do that. So the way I would do that is I would just click on my call flow here. We've got this test company set up. Go to ring one number, or whatever you want to do, the round robin, the multiple numbers. You can do it anywhere inside the advanced flow. Let's click edit settings here. And then you'll see ring count to voicemail. I can have it go, you know, whatever I want. If I only want the call to ring for a few seconds, I can put it down to 5-10 seconds, and then the voicemail will pick up as soon as that limit is reached. So say it was, you know, a live voice broadcast message or something, and you wanted it, if it rang over a certain amount of times, you wanted it to go to voicemail. So that's how you would do that now. So that's a really just small, cool feature that we added in that's going to have a big impact on a lot of you guys out there, I know, because, again, that was in the suggestion desk, and that was one that was been voted on a lot. So we're excited to get that in there and bring that to you guys. Oh boy, what else do we got here? What else do we got to go through? Some new keyword level tracking stuff. We've added a lot of new metrics and ways where you can kind of keep track of where people are coming from and how they're making phone calls here. So in the past, you could see, you know, with the refer tracking code, what site somebody is coming from. But we've actually made it so you can add, or you can see which page a person is coming from. So I've got a demo call here. I'm just going to put in my browser and pull that up and show you what that looks like. So you see I've got this call that came in here, the duration, obviously, all the normal stuff, whatever the phone code wants, the notes on it. I've got the call history for that phone number, how many times they've called, listen to all those recordings. But now you'll see I've got my visitor flow here at the bottom. So I can see when they came into my URL, what pages they went through. They went page 1, this was the second page, the third page, and then on the 4th page, this is where they called. So this was the page that generated the phone call. So that's a great way to be able to keep track and understand how your customers are navigating through your websites. And then you can run reports based on that so you can see what page where the most calls were generated from. So another really cool tracking way that we can kind of identify and measure and then optimize where our phone calls and leads are generating from. We've done a lot of new stuff with the Google Analytics and keyword level tracking, which are pretty much impossible to fully cover in a short, overview session like that. And again, we do these trainings every week for you guys out there who haven't been, on the calls lately or didn't even know we did them. So in the upcoming weeks, we're going to be diving more into that, the Google Analytics and the keyword level tracking, to kind of get into some of the nitty-gritty. But just as an overview, and I'll just go to that page real quick so anyone can see what that looks like. We can now track where the calls took place in Google Analytics and AdWords. So instead of seeing phone calls, you can now track the source. You can track the page source. You can track the campaigns, the campaign names, the content, the location URL, and just tons more. And again, we're going to get into that more on further trainings, but we've done a lot with the Google Analytics and keyword level tracking because I know a lot of you out there since 2.5 have been thrilled with what we were able to implement so far, but yeah, we've really taken it to another level here with this Google Analytics, and this platform has just become kind of an analytic monster. So there are a lot of amazing metrics and reports that you can generate for your clients or for yourself, and then you can sell those reports and sell that services to your clients. So there's definitely a lot to go over with regards to that. So let's keep rolling here. A lot of good questions coming. It looks like everybody's pretty excited with what they see so far. So there's a lot going on, obviously, in the new 2.6 update. A lot of questions going back to that. I guess one on the call last week. So I'll go through it real quickly. The advanced call flow, because some of the new features inside 2.6 have been, pushed over into the advanced call flow. So I'm going to go over to Admin Manage Companies here. I'm going to click on my advanced call flow here. I don't know how he's got this set up, but we can always change it around. Obviously, we got our drag and drop mechanisms where I can add any of the different options inside ACT to this call flow. So if somebody calls in the tracking number, they go to a multiple number, they go to a voicemail. We've got that new ring count to voicemail second in there. We've got our agent IVR in there. And then we've got anything we want to do in there. So all of the new features inside 2.6 have been pushed into the advanced settings, so you can customize and build these flows out as intricately and as complicated as you want, and you'll always be able to, again, hit this show flow column to see exactly what your flow is doing. While we're on that subject, I want to talk to you about this new feature that we have with respect to the voice broadcast that I think a lot of you got a sneak peek on this week and maybe heard my voice on your phone a couple times. I apologize to those of you out there with multiple emails who got bombarded, but it's been in the works for a long time. We've been kind of tight-lipped on it, but I believe, and all the guys here, I know Joe does, this is a game changer for your marketing initiatives. So let's jump into it. This is a voice broadcast with an IVR feature on it. Now what does that mean? Let me come up here into Advanced and go to my broadcasts. And I've got all sorts of campaigns I'm always working on. Let's just add a new campaign to show you what it looks like and what it does. So I'm going to click Add Campaign here. I can always add, run my name here, my campaign name. I can share it with other companies if I want. I can select my phone number. Now this is the number, the tracking number, the Twilio number that you're going to be dialing out from. So this is the number that's calling all your contact lists from. Select my contact lists. This is the group of people that I'm going to be sending my message to. You can choose voice or SMS broadcast. For this feature, it needs to be a voice broadcast. As with anything inside ACT, when you upload a message, there are 4 different ways to upload it. I can do text-to-speech. Just click that. I type in my message. I select the voice, the dialect, and save it that way. I can upload an MP3. I could just enter an MP3 URL. I kind of find that this is the best way to do it. If you've got some storage hosting out there you can host your MP3 files on, I think that works the best, but they all work just fine. The record audio, I can select the Twilio number, have it dial my cell phone, and then record a message right on my cell phone, and we'll upload into ACT. So I just want to make a quick mention of that. So I'd need to put a live answer message for each of these. And then you'll see before we just had the voicemail only option, so it's only going to play the message when it detects a voicemail. We've got the live answer only option. It's only going to play when a live answer picks up. And now I've got the IVR menu option. What does this mean? So I click this, click 1, or whatever number I want, and then the phone number I want to dial. So guys, I don't know if you understand what that does. So basically when I send out a voice broadcast message, whatever message I want for my marketing, and you can get, again, keep in mind, you can sell this feature and give this to any of your clients and users. So I send out my voice broadcast message. Hey, this is Ryan from ACT. Look forward to seeing you guys on the call. But if you want to talk to us right now, you have some questions, press 1 to dial a number. So I don't even have to call. It's like a step beyond the auto dialer. I can have them call me. It's like a reverse auto dialer almost. That's kind of how I put it. So I send my voice broadcast message out to however many people. At the end of the message, I say press 1 or press whatever to be connected to our sales team or to be connected to whoever. And this number doesn't have to be a direct number. That can be a tracking number. So say it's press 1 to one of your tracking numbers, and then that tracking number is on an advanced call flow where they go through an entire different marketing sequence and initiative. There are so many different ways that you can utilize this feature and just crush it with your competition, your clients and you alike, both in call tracking and in lead gen. This feature is a game changer as far as I'm concerned. This is huge, being able to add that IVR function at the end of a voice broadcast. I mean, when Joe told me that we were going to be putting that, I'm like, how? No way. And then obviously our crack team here were able to, these last few months figure it out, and we got that implemented for you guys. So that is a big one. You can obviously run it now. I can schedule it out. I can put it on a sequence if I want. And then days after like a contact is subscribed to my contact list, it'll go out to them. Or I could just save it. But this was a big one, and we're just so excited. I can't overstate how excited I am for that feature and to see how you guys are able to use that and be creative with it. Whenever we come out with big updates like this, we kind of look at it because we've been using it in our business, these last few months, but we kind of get pigeonholed into the different ways you can utilize it. I mean, we know how the functions work, we know what it does, but what's exciting for us and what's particularly exciting for me is interacting with you guys and seeing how you're using them, giving you this tool and then letting you loose out there in the market and on the competition and being able to go and show this to your different clients and your different prospects. I mean, these features, once you're able to show and explain and demonstrate them to them, I mean, it's pretty much game over. They're going to be on board, and they're going to want those enterprise features. And then, as we talked about in the beginning, how easy is it to set them up a user and give them those permissions? It's seconds. It's cake. I mean, it's so quick and easy to deliver on and fulfill, and then to scale, that the enterprise features really, I mean, they're paying for themselves and then some. Whew. So as you can see, quite a bit going on inside the new 2.6. We've added stuff all over the place, and it's just impossible to be able to cover in a short call like this. So I want to make quick mention of a couple different avenues and channels that we have and have been updating for you guys out there, so that you can always be up to date and see where things are going on and see what's new and how you set up the new stuff and kind of how you get going with all these new things in 2.6. You'll notice here, we didn't have this before. We've now got a link directly to our help section. So you'll see if I just click here on help, it's going to take you right to our guide page. And we've broken this down. This came out with 2.5, but we've updated it for 2.6. And each single section of ACT is broken down into short, very concise videos that show you exactly how to, for all the way from install to doing the tracking and doing customization for it. So everything you ever need to know about ACT, you can now get to right from inside your dashboard there just by clicking on that help button. So that was something that was, we wanted to get in there because a lot of people we saw didn't maybe know about the help desk or they weren't sure where to find it. So now anytime, and that's for your users too. So anytime a user's in there and they see it, they're able to click on that help desk and go on and get them set up in whatever they're needing help with. So I thought that was a really good idea to get that in there for you guys. Next, as you can see, again, a lot of these new 2.6 features came directly from our suggestion desk. For those of you who don't know, suggestions.web1.co, and I'll drop that link here in a minute for those of you who can't see that there. But this is where we get our ideas straight from you guys. We need to know what tools and weapons you need to go out there and be able to sell this call tracking platform. And as the community grows, as it's doing, and as it's been doing for the last few months, these suggestions are only going to get more important, and the interaction is crucial. We need you guys to vote on these so we know what the bulk of our users want and need in their businesses. And then as you can see, as you know, 2.6 is a testament to that. We listen and we get it in. We want to continue to build this platform for you guys to where it's just, you know, becomes this unlimited arsenal. We have all the tools you need to, whether you're doing call tracking or lead gen or whatever it is you're doing, even if it's just for the browser soft phone to replace your landline in your office. I mean, we want to know what you guys want and what you need with ACT, and then we're going to do our best to deliver it. So I just wanted to make quick mention of that, our suggestions desk. For those of you who aren't in it, the Facebook group, the Analytic call tracking group inside Facebook, is a fantastic resource to know what's going on and what's the latest news with ACT. Anytime we have a release coming out or we've got a training webinar, we're sharing testimonials or we're sharing case studies and stories, that's the place where you're going to find it. So if you're not in Analytic call tracking, the Facebook group, send me a private message, send me a friend request. I'll make sure to get you added. And we'll get you in there because it's a fantastic resource for everybody that's in the community to interact with each other and keep up to date on what's going on. While we're kind of talking about some of this stuff, I just want to make quick mention. We've had a lot of people recently who have been having some just various hosting issues with some intermittent downtime and just things going on, calls failing, and it's not a function of Twilio or the software. It's 99 times out of 100 something going on with the hosting company. And I know I've seen a lot of you guys that are on the call that were having headaches with this, but we found a great solution for this, and I'm just going to hop back into my presentation here. A2 is a great new, well, I don't know how new they are, but they're a great hosting solution that we've found and have partnered with for ACT, and it works like gangbusters. It's faster than HostGator, it's faster than Bluehost. I haven't yet to see any downtime with it. We got a deal for you guys if you're interested where you can go use the coupon code Analytic Call Tracking and you get 20% off. Go ahead and I will make sure to put that link in the chat in a bit here. Again, Enterprise, if you're not on it, just go to analyticcalltracking.com/upgrade, guys. It's worth its weight in gold. I mean, all these different features and the new things we've added with 2.6, it just couldn't be easier to sell and scale and implement. And then I just want to make quick mention here of the different support forums that we have, and then after I go through these, I'm going to start going through some of these questions you guys have about these new features and get all those answered for you. So as always, we have our support desk, web1support.com. That's the quickest, best way to get a hold of get a technical issue into us. A lot of the times on the phone, we try to solve technical issues, but really it's faster and easier for us to get them documented and down in a ticket, and that way we have a time frame for a resolution. Suggestion forum we talked about, Facebook group, we have live chat on all of our pages. My favorite thing, obviously, and I preach this from the rooftop, is if you ever have a problem, any issue, anything's going on, just give me a call, give us a call. We've got people standing by to answer and talk to anybody about what they got going on. If it's a strategy session that you guys are interested in or kind of wanting to talk about some direction or some detailed ways you can sell these to specific niches or specific clients, let me just go ahead and do this now. I'm going to drop these links here where you can schedule a 15 or 30-minute session with me, and I'd be happy to jump on the phone call there with you guys and get that going for you. So let me put that in the chat there. Got that in the chat. And then let me just go ahead and put this A2 link in the chat for anybody who doesn't have it or needs it. All right, so I just wanted to get that out of the way, and I'll put that up again at the end, but let's go through some of these questions here that are coming in because I know there's going to be a lot. All right, let me go through some of these. Oh, so far it's just a bunch of this is awesome, this is sick. Come on, questions, guys. I know there's some game-changing stuff. I know we're all excited, but I know there's some people out there who maybe you're newer to ACT. Maybe this is kind of the first time they're seeing some of this stuff, and they need some basic questions asked here. Is there a way yet to bill for email tracking? Yep, definitely, Jeff. So basically, I would come up in here, come to billing, manage email tracking, and then I can bill for it that way. So we built that into Enterprise with 2.5, and I'd be happy to hop on a call with you later to go more in-depth into that. But yep, that's definitely a functionality we have. Link for A1 hosting, guys. I put it in the chat there, so anybody that needs that, yep, you should be able to see that in the chat. Let's see. Is voice broadcast just available with Enterprise? Yep, voice broadcast is an Enterprise feature, but again, guys, as with all these Enterprise features, they are so easy to sell and deliver to your clients that they pay for themselves pretty much right off the bat with one client. can add as many users as I want. There's no limit to the amount of users you can add, and there's no limit to the amount of the ACT enterprise features that you can give out. You can sell 1,000 iPhone apps. It doesn't matter, as many as you want. Let's see here. Let's see. Can we have more than one IVR option? Absolutely, John, and that's a really good thought. So on that end of that voice broadcast, so we talked about, you know, sending it not necessarily to just a direct number, but sending it to a tracking number. And let's say that tracking number goes to another IVR menu or another advanced call flow. Again, you can build those as complexly as you want. You can have, you know, your customers who got that voice broadcast and are obviously interested because they click that one to call back or get connected with you, and then they're in the system and they can opt into your contact list and stuff that way. Just all auto. It's basically on autopilot. Reverse auto dialer is what I like to describe it as. So yep, definitely, definitely. Let's keep going through some of these questions. How can I set up my employees as agents, and can we set them up the IVR menu to send calls to different agents, Ron? Yep, absolutely, bud. So let me pop out my browser soft phone here again. See, my agents are basically going to be the users I have under that company. So any user that I have assigned to a company, they're going to be agents for that company. And when they're logged on and they're online, they're going to be available, excuse me, to transfer the calls to on that list. So you could have 100 agents on that list. It doesn't matter. You can scale this up as much as you want. It doesn't look as, well, I mean, I think it looks awesome, but I'm always curious to see other people's ACTs and see how they set it up. So I know there's going to be people out there who have got, you know, a sales team all over the world with agents, you know, from everywhere, and they're all going to be able to use this in a central location where they can have that and be transferring them back and forth to anywhere in the world. So absolutely, absolutely. Let's keep going. Lots of good questions, lots of good questions. Yeah, for reactivation, Eddie, you nailed it on the head there, but there's a lot you can do here with this. Holy moly, lots of questions coming in. Kind of run through some of these here. How do we upgrade? Yep, we talked about that at the beginning. Guys, it's just admin, ACT settings, and then in the top right corner there, you'll see the change log and update button. Just click on that, follow the prompts, and that's as easy as it is. You don't have to go into cPanel or download any new files or anything. You can do it straight from inside your dashboard there. Yep, yep, yep. Let's keep going. Wow, guys, I appreciate so much your interaction and everybody being on the call here today. This is quite an exciting day again here for us at Web1. We are, you know, kind of been in the trenches the last 3 months, getting these things ready to roll and kind of hinting at some of them. And a lot of you guys have been kind of asking me questions in the last couple of weeks, like, when's it coming, when's it coming? And I want so bad to tell you, but that's why this day is exciting for me. We can finally get it in your guys' hands and get you off and running. How difficult is it to move an ACT installation to a new host? Grant, it's not difficult at all. Basically, you just make a backup of your database, transfer it over. Anybody that gets in on that A2 link that signs up for a new A2 account with our affiliate link there, we'll do the migration for you for free, Grant. So if you get on that, bud, you shoot us over the details at Web1 support. We'll handle everything. We'll get your database backed up, transferred over, have you up and running in no time at all. We'll do it for free. Does training come with the purchase, JD? Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, I don't know if you're maybe newer to ACT, but we do these trainings every single week. You don't have to be enterprise to have them. So anybody that wants to go check out some of the older trainings, I know I got it up here. Yep, analyticcalltracking.com/training. You can go back through and check out any of the different trainings we do. Basically, this call today is more of an overview like the one we had a couple months ago where we just do a quick walkthrough. And then as the weeks progress, we'll pick singular topics and features inside ACT where we'll do a specific training for that. And then we'll follow that up the next week with a pure questions and answers training. So we want to always be out there and, you know, available for you guys to talk about and go over the features you want to go over, and then do a Q&A training where we can answer any questions you have. But you don't have to wait, you know, for the week of the training. You can always pick up the phone or shoot us a message on live chat, or shoot us a, you know, a ticket where you got some questions, and we'll get right back to you. Definitely, definitely. Yep, Tom. This call, as all of our other calls, you can see here, are recorded and there for your benefit and for you to be able to go use that as a resource. Definitely. Definitely. How are agencies charging for these services? I assume, Roger, you're talking about the enterprise services, and it kind of depends if you're doing, I don't know if you're doing call tracking, I don't know if you're doing lead gen. If you want, go to one of those schedule an appointment links that I put in the chat. Pick a time that works for you, and I'd be happy to kind of talk to you about what niches and what you're going after and what some of those features might be best fits for your potential clients. Jeff, no problem, bud. We'll do that. Guys, so many good, a lot of excited people out there. It looks like I'm very, very pumped that you guys seem to be digging this update so far. I know there was a lot of positive feedback and great stuff from 2.5, so that's been really exciting, and it's amazing to have this many people and this amount of interaction, and just to see the community grow from what it started as. I've been with the company about 3 years now, and when I came on, it was kind of a bare bones call tracking platform that really just recorded calls, and I think that was version like 1.2 or something. And to see what it's grown into today, and the team that we've built and the community that we've cultivated, it's really, really exciting times to be here. And I just can't thank you guys so much, and appreciate your attention and appreciate your time this afternoon for coming and stopping by and hanging out. So just want to go through a couple more of these questions real quick. The upgrade link, Melvin, I got you. Let me put that in the chat here. So all you need to do is go to analyticcalltracking.com/upgrade. Let me get this in here for you, Melvin. There you go. I can here run through a few more. Some of these questions kind of technical in nature, guys, and I'm always happy to answer those for you, but the best forum for those is Web 1 support. Hit us up on live chat. Shoot us a ticket, and we can get those taken care of for you. Obviously, ACT is a self-hosted platform, so there might be some different things going on with your specific hosting company. So we can always get you squared away that way. Couple more questions about the masking URLs, Susan, from some people and a couple other people. Basically, what that does before, and I had mentioned this at the beginning, but now when you send email notifications to your customers or your clients, they get a link to the call recording, and before it was a Twilio link that was super long and had a million numbers in it, and it just really didn't look that great. So what we were able to do now is come into admin ACT settings and click mask recording URL, and that will basically white label the URL here for you. So when you shoot that notification to one of your clients, or you get that notification that you have a missed call, the recording link will look just like your ACT link, and then with some identifier for the call number on the end of it. So it just looks a lot cleaner and looks a lot better for your clients and for you. Do we have marketing materials to help sell this? Definitely, Bruce. I will get in touch with you after the call and kind of talk to you about some of that, definitely. Can you have more than one call flow per company? No, you can only choose one call flow type per company, but if you're looking for the call to do different things, Stephen, what you'd want to do is set up an advanced call flow, and then there's a bunch of different ways where you can customize what happens when a number comes in. So yeah, I mean, there's workarounds for that. Guys, so many good questions and interactions, and I want to do my best to get through all of them here. But coming up on the, well, no, we got a little more time here. I'll keep rapping with you guys. Let's go through some more of these questions yet. Do we have voicemail capability? I see a couple of questions there. Yeah, absolutely. So now we've got that. So you go to admin, manage companies. I'm going to set up an advanced call flow to get my voicemail going. Edit settings here, and then you'll see basically I can just drag and drop voicemail. Well, it's already there actually, so I would drag and drop voicemail there. I want to replace voicemail with voicemail. I guess I don't need to do that. And then as with anywhere else in ACT, I can upload the voicemail in 4 different ways. Again, new with 2.6, I can change the ring count to that voicemail. And then I can actually have a transcript of that voicemail sent to any email I want. So, yep, we got voicemail in there for you guys now. Definitely, definitely. Can you disable the help button for your clients on the back end? That's a good question. I'm not actually sure. I mean, I'm sure we can put some functionality in there to be able to do that in user permissions. Sure, definitely. How can we differentiate the 2.5 from 2.6 training replays? I've been kind of thinking about that myself, James. So what I did basically for this call is I made the slides look a little different. But inside the training area, I think I'm going to break this up into 2 different sections. I mean, that's not to say all these aren't pertinent. They're still very, very up to date and recent, and they all work the same way. The features inside 2.6 the same way they did with 2.5. But as we go forward with 2.6 trainings, they'll kind of be more tailored to some of the new stuff in 2.6. So yeah, good thought, good thought. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Guys, I want to thank everybody so much for being on the call today. Again, the interaction has just been amazing, and you guys are the best community that I've ever been a part of in a company because of that interaction. And that is what allows us to continue to keep making these updates and allows us to continue to run with this platform and keep expanding it, and again, giving you guys the ammunition and the tools you need to be able to go out there inside of your whatever marketing initiatives you're doing. How do I build a contact list for voice broadcasts? Good question, Joshua. So you can actually have people join your contact list automatically by opting in. So also you could do that in the advanced call flow while I'm here. So basically you'll see one of the options here is opt in. I can go ahead and drag that over here. Yep, I'm going to replace that. And then I would select the contact list I want that caller to be added to. So when they call that tracking number, you can have them automatically added to that contact list. I mean, then what's cool, in the last few updates we've had, I think it was 2.54 or 3, I believe. Anyway, before, when you had a contact list and you assigned it to a broadcast company, the broadcast would run through all the contacts. So say it was, two contacts. Once it ran through, that campaign was done. You'd have to start a whole new campaign, even if it was the same message, the same initiative, the same, marketing thing that you were putting out there. Now with the opt-in, you can have contacts be continuously added to a contact list and have a broadcast keep running. So say 5 new people opted into this contact list I'm using, this would change to 2 of 7, and then I could come in and hit resume again and continue to play that voice broadcast message. Or I could use that sequence and schedule, so I don't even have to do it. It's all automated. I could do that, one-step setup, and then I forget about it. So anytime somebody joins that contact list, it knows to play them that voice broadcast message. So I mean, think of all the possibilities of just automation here, just time-saving features, which is really what's helped me personally, to be honest. Some of these features I use every day in previous versions, and some of them are kind of tedious. I mean, they got the job done, but now with some of the, different opt-in methods and different things like that, it's made life a lot easier. So we're very excited to bring that. Can I explain real quick how the apps work? Yeah, sure, Steve. So basically, inside the members area of ACT, you're going to find links to both the, I believe it's the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. Basically, it's ACT on the go on your smartphone, where you can give that to your users and they can view all their calls coming in, all their call reports. They can make outgoing calls from their call tracking numbers directly from their cell phones. So a lot of cool things with the iPhone app. So check out the members area, check the store, and then you can go see what some of those things are. But yeah, basically it's ACT on the go in mobile form. Is there a quick start video to catch up and get up and running? Yeah, definitely, Rick. Go to the help section, just help.analyticcalltracking.com, and it walks you through it from installation through everything. So definitely. All right, guys, I am super thankful to everybody that's been on the call today and participated. Again, I see a lot of familiar names and I see a lot of new names, which is really exciting. We're happy to have you guys be on, and I hope you continue to be on. I know next week we're going to be doing some more things with the keyword level tracking and the Google Analytics tracking to kind of dive further into that, because I know a lot of you guys have been pushing for that update and to get some more functionalities there. So as the weeks go by, we're going to be, focusing in more tightly on some of these features and how you can utilize them. But for today, we couldn't be more thrilled to get this in your hands and get 2.6 out to everybody. And it's just been a labor of love, really, here at the office. And again, this is the most exciting time for us, where we're able to give it to you and then see what you do with it. So please, if you're not in it, join the Facebook group. Reach out to us. Let us know how you're doing or what you're doing with ACT out there. Schedule a call with me, one of those 15 or 30-minute calls where we can talk and be on the phone together, and I can kind of understand what you're doing in your business and what you need from us, and how ACT can help make you successful, and how we can get you some money flowing in using the different features. So again, our support desk, web1support.com. The suggestion desk, we constantly, I'm begging for new suggestions. We're always wanting new suggestions to see what you guys need and want inside the next updates. Get in the Facebook group, send me a message, send me friend request, whatever. I'll get you in. Hit us up on live chat, call us, schedule a meeting with me. We've got a lot of different ways where you can reach out to us. That's my favorite thing. We're comically accessible, as I always like to say. We love talking to you guys, and it's just been a pleasure having everybody on today and getting this in your hands. And I know you guys are going to go out there and kill it with it and just be so successful. So again, thank you guys so much for being on the call. I look forward to seeing everybody on the inside and then on the training next week. Again, my name is Ryan Walsh, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the inside. Have a great, great Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Take care.